Hey guys, this is going to be the notes for section 4.1. So this whole section, what we're going to be doing is looking at writing equations in y equals mx plus b form. We've already wrote them in this form. We worked with equations and then solved for y, and then we had it in slope-intercept form. Now we're just going to be given pieces of information. Now, the information will be given in different ways, and I'm going to get to that. But the one thing in 4.1 that we're always going to be given is the intercept. And then we're going to be given different methods to find the slope, okay? But no matter what we do never changes. First, you're going to find your slope, which is m. Then you're going to find your y-intercept, which is represented by the letter b. And then you're just going to plug them in for m and b into this y equals mx plus b. So every answer is going to be y equals some number times x plus or minus another number, okay? So the easiest ones are the first two. When we start and they just give you slope and y-intercept, they can just give you the information. So here we know our m is -3 and our b is +1/2. So all you have to do is plug them in for m and for b. So now we have y equals our m, which is -3x, plus our b, which is 1/2. That's all we have to do for example 1a. So if they give you slope and y-intercept, you just plug them in and go from there. This one looks a little bit different, but hopefully remember, they told me my slope is 0. Something should be going off immediately when you hear a slope of 0, hoi vux. But we can also just follow the same pattern we did. So y equals our m is 0, our b is -2. So y equals 0x plus -2. Let's clean this up because this doesn't look very good. 0x is just 0. 0 plus -2 is -2. So y equals -2. Now this answer should make total sense here if you remember your hoi vux. If you have a slope of 0, which is right here, it's our hoi. You're going to have a horizontal line, and the equation is y equals some number. Well, there it is. Y equals some number is the equation here. Now, we're just going to continue on to the next part because this isn't exactly very difficult in the beginning, so I'm just going to do all this first one in one video. So now, if they give you the information graphically, nothing changes. First, you find your slope, then you find your y-intercept. But if you're looking graphically to find slope, you have to remember how to find slope. So I'll do this in red. We're going to find m. Remember, you just find 2 lattice points and you count your rise over your run. So you pick one lattice point. I'm going to start from this one. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to represent that with a +6. My rise, I went up 6. Now over, I went over 1, 2, 3, 4. My slope is 6 over 4, but we want to reduce that down to 3 over 2. So now we're halfway done. We found our m. So just like up there, when we knew what they were, I'm going to mark that. My m equals 3/2. Now I just need to find my b. I'm going to find b in green. We have to remember, the y-intercept is wherever x equals 0, or you can think of where my line crosses the y-axis. This point 0, 3 right here, 0, -3 tells me. So when I look, here's my y-axis, here's my line, I cross it right here. So my b value is going to be -3. It's the value where you cross the y-axis. Now this looks exactly like the first 2 problems I did. I know my m and I know my b. So now I just need to go back and plug into y equals mx plus b. So now I'm just going to plug them in. My m was 3/2. My my b was -3. But that doesn't look real nice because I don't want a plus minus. So I'm going to write my final answer down here as y equals 3/2 x minus 3. So all we did was we found the equation of the line here. This given line can be written in equation form as y equals 3/2 x minus 3. Okay? So take a second, take that in. Now I'm going to erase. And we'll look at the next one. I should cut that up. So we're going to find m first. And if you're given a graph, how do you find m? Rise over run. So rise over run, and I'll do this in red again. You find two lattice points. Here's one, and here's one. So I go down 1, 2, 3. I'm going to represent down 3 with a -3. That means I went down 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 3 over 4. So my slope, or my m, is -3/4. Now all we have to do is find our b. Our y-intercept is where our line crosses the y-axis. Mark it in green here. So our b equals +2, because it's where this line crosses the y-axis. You see, it's where they meet right there. Okay? Well, now that I know my m and my b, it's getting a lot easier to fill this in. Y equals my m, -3/4 times x plus b, so +2. And I just color coded that so that way you can see what comes from where. Your final answer, obviously, y equals -3/4 x plus 2. It doesn't have to be color coded. I just wanted to make sure you knew where that was coming from. Okay? So, for the first two examples, all you have to do is find slope, find y-intercept. That's never going to change, but it's how it's going to change. It can be given, or you can seek them out in a graph. You might have to count up and over and just find your y-intercept.